Good morning. Good
Good.
morning.
We're going to talk about the bathroom bill today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the bathroom bill.
Yeah,
It's one of many things we'll talk about today
how in the hell are they going to enforce it?
because my friend Nancy Mace,
She's not your friend.
no, she's not.
You interviewed her a couple times. You didn't like her
She was a
then.
young, innocent child. Then I asked her questions. She goes, I don't know. I don't know.
She still doesn't. I wonder what she would think if she realized she'd been interviewed by a trans woman.
I had to tell her 2 or 3 times that I was trans, and she's going, she never said what. So,
Well, then you told her.
yeah, I told her, but I don't think she realized that.
Well, that was when you were still functioning as male.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. You interviewed her for. You were on the radio after you transitioned.
No, Helga, I told her about a year ago.
Oh, okay. But now she wants to.
She didn't have anything to say to me after that.
Yeah.
But you know something?
Maybe you're the reason she doesn't want trans women in the ladies' room.
Maybe, I don't know.
I had a great idea. It would solve the whole problem. We have a P in the U.S. Capitol building in the Republican side of the House wing, in the ladies' room. We have cis women who have trouble passing as female, trans men, and trans women all just basically over a period of 3 or 4 weeks use the ladies restroom, so where somebody has to be there to check, and it's okay to slap the person pulling up your skirt. I'd
So
love to see
stupid.
a trans man go into the ladies room at the U.S. Capitol. I would want that on camera just to see the reaction of Nancy Mace and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all those other people. You want to put them in, you
You
want
know
to
something?
make people use the restroom
Let,
for
let,
their
let, me,
birth
let, me, let me
gender.
tell you. Let me tell you something. If I or anybody else, any trans woman would just act normal and just do normal things every day, they go, well, she's not so bad.
Yeah. I mean, we just go through life just like any other woman. We're even terrible drivers. Oh, microphones? Microphones? Oh no. We
We
did
have
it
to
again.
use them still.
We still have to use
God damn it.
because our voices don't carry that far.
No.
And you're loud and obnoxious, but not that loud and obnoxious. But we have to have a P. Trans men, large women, large muscular women, anybody that would cause suspicion on a bathroom inspector, go into the ladies' room in the Republican part of the House side of the Capitol ladies' rooms.
You know,
A steady stream over a 3-week period. Trans men, gotta have lots of trans men, because I don't think anybody in Congress or in the bigoted Republicans have ever met a trans man. I know quite a few of them.
well, there's a lot of trans men here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trans men that haven't come out of the closet yet because it's so much harder for them.
I wonder why that is.
Because the surgery is a lot more, you know, doctors don't want to remove healthy breast tissue.
They want to remove what?
Healthy breast tissue. The bottom surgery is very, very difficult and very, very expensive. One thing, you can get
I wonder
you
why.
can get testosterone over the counter. That's because men want to feel more. Men are feeling puny. They bulk themselves up with testosterone. So testosterone is an over the counter thing for trans men. They're lucky in that respect. But they get so much flack from early childhood about that's what boys do, and it's horrible what they have to go through. Us trans women have it easy compared to what they got to go through. All we got to do is basically change clothes, and after take hormones, and after a while we take on the shape, we take on the proper shape. And bottom surgery is, even though it's invasive and dangerous as hell, it's still easier than bottom surgery for trans man. There's only 4 or 5 surgeons in the country capable of doing it. And it leaves scars on the top part of the body because you got to get the skin from somewhere. You know, that skin's got to come from somewhere. And, but I'd like to see the trans men participate in the PN too. Just to throw a monkey wrench into the works and wake these people up and say,
You know something?
hey, there's a lot more trans people than we thought there were.
First of all, everything is sexual. Have you ever noticed that? Everything is sexual.
Everything is gender. Why?
I don't know.
Gender's a continuum. It's not a binary. I mean, there's it basically is like everything else in biology. It's a continuum. That your birth gender only is from an initial observation by a doctor. There are so many intersex people wandering around that don't even know it because they presented halfway whatever it was the doctor said it was. You got men being born with vaginas and women being born with penises. Anyway, I know one person was born with both. That Marty.
Mm-hmm.
Marty was born with both.
She comes over here like all the time now. Now that Josh is there.
Marty's testicles are little globules of fat because she's got ovaries. She doesn't have a uterus, but she's got ovaries. You know?
Yeah, but I still say that I'm just like everybody else. You know, I dated this girl for a while, and she screamed when I was talking about dating. And
yeah.
I said, I'm just like everybody else. Why are you worried about that?
But yeah, it's really bad. Enforcement on this thing is impossible, unconstitutional, invasive, and just a violation of every right every person on this planet has. Who are you going to have inspecting people at the door, making sure that their presentation
President Trump.
matches what's on their birth certificate.
President
Do
Trump.
we have to carry our birth certificates around with us? I don't think so. We carry around too many pieces of paper already. I have a picture in my old cell phone that I use to get into restrooms. Let's see if I can find it. Wake the cell phone. I think it's in this one. It might be one of the other ones. Basically, what I did, I took a bathroom mirror selfie, a nude bathroom mirror selfie. For all intents and purposes, what's there is a normal naked woman. Because I tuck that well. I was wearing yoga pants a week wearing yoga pants convincingly a week out of coming out of the closet. In fact, I have never been served wearing short shorts or yoga pants.
I've never been served since I've lived here. No one has ever called me sir. But anyway, I digress. Because mainly, I just want people to understand that we're just like everybody else. We're just natural, normal people.
Yeah, we're just natural, normal people. And all we want to do is be left alone to live our lives.
Left alone to live our normal life.
We're not asking for much. Lord, take us downtown. I'm just looking for some tush. I'm sorry.
No, but I met Nancy when she was at the Citadel. She was there with Shannon Faulkner.
Shannon Faulkner go right too? You
I
would
really,
think.
I don't even know. I have no idea.
I guess she's a turf. Yeah, trans exec.
Exclusive radical
Yeah.
feminist. I don't know.
God, this thing's slow.
You ought to get an iPhone, Helen. Yeah.
I have an iPhone. Unfortunately, this is not an iPhone. My old phone is not an iPhone.
I'm wearing green and yellow today. Yellow socks, yellow shirt, green and blue and yellow pants. Anyway, Thanksgiving's coming up Thursday.
Yeah, it is.
It's supposed to rain and snow here.
Yeah, of course it is.
Well, Scott Haney said we wouldn't get much snow. But anyway, Thanksgiving's coming up and we have a lot of homeless people out there.
Yeah, invite a couple in for dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. Really. Be the best human that you could possibly be. You can always try to be better, but please be the best you could possibly be. Helga, what are you doing?
Still looking. They changed the way the photos are organized, but they're by date, and the phone is slow loading, so they're
Mm-hmm.
gray.
Uh-huh. 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 Helga and his ex today got into it. What
Yeah,
did
my
she say
son's
to you,
got some.
Helga?
She said I have to pay Tommy's car tax, insurance, and registration on his car. I have to do it.
Huh. Yeah. Who'll pay you?
That's the thing. I don't have the money. I've been helping him with rent every day. His wife is dying, so I have to help him with rent so that he has a place to live, so his wife doesn't die from lack of oxygen because she has to have electricity. He was almost ready to walk out, which would be number 4 for her, of men walking out on her. Think about that. 3 other men have walked out on her. Always because of the drama.
Well, let's see. South Carolina finally lost the basketball game. South Carolina's women. That means UConn will be #1. That's cool. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Sure is.
Gino Armiera deserves
Oriema.
it. Ariema deserves it. He deserves that team to be #1 for a while. Not at the end of the year, of course.
Yeah, it needs to be at the end of the year. So they can go up to
No.
South Carolina for finals again.
No.
I'm gonna reshoot that bastard. I need my new phone anyway.
I see. I see. God damn, put your phone down.
Forget about it. Can't find it. Gonna have to shoot a new one.
You just wasted all that time, Helga.
Well, you were talking. You were talking. You're the one who wanted to do this. But I think, yeah, we got to realize we're all in this country. We need the immigrants to do a lot of stuff that we can't. We got a labor shortage here. Our population is aging. I can't go out and pick crops.
I got a thing from the Department of Social Services. They sent it to me, and it's about me working now.
They want you to go back to work.
They want me to go back to work. I can't walk, but they want me to work.
They want you to work.
What am I supposed to do with these?
Yeah. They want you to go back to work.
Want me to go back to work. You don't really need those food stamps, do you?
They want you to go back to work to get your food stamps.
Trump. That's his new rules.
Thanksgiving is coming, and that's how they behave Thanksgiving and Christmas. Let that sink in for a minute.
If I didn't need food stamps, it wouldn't matter. But I fucking need them.
Yeah, you don't have enough income to take care of the other stuff. This show isn't making a dime. Never has, probably never will. We say controversial things, and we're trans women. So YouTube isn't going to monetize us. We were monetized for 4 days. 4 days. And then he took it all back. They took every penny of it back. And they tried to get our buy the coffee money. And our little channel, the buy the coffee money and the buy a pizza and stuff like that, was supporting JJ's software that he was using to do the show on. Once we got kicked off of YouTube, JJ lost his software. He couldn't afford to pay for the software because YouTube blew his channel off that he was using for something else. And he doesn't, he's taking care of his mother and his kids and living with his mother. He doesn't have much in the way of income. YouTube likes to screw the creators. We're the people that give them content. They they put advertising in our content, even though we don't see a nickel. It's like every other big corporation. Let's screw the little guy. Get as much money as we can, but we'll screw the little guy doing it.
I used to sell advertising for a radio station.
It was a hard job, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a hard job.
It was thankless. Yeah. What have you done for me yesterday? This is why my YouTube channel's taken on a new direction. That I create characters with AI. And where to stop? There's stop share.
The
And
bigots are in charge.
now that was Marjorie. She's used to be the front nurse for a college infirmary. Before that, she was a surgical nurse at Vanderbilt. She's a character in Who's Going to Say Cottage for the Chinaman's Dog and a Covenant Room in Catholic Church. I've been doing excerpts from the novels and some of my other written work. Okay, let's do another share here. This is Fred Katz, former best-selling novelist. He's also a character in Who's Going to Say Cottage for the Chinaman's Dog.
Where?
It's on the screen right there. You can't see it because you can't see the screen share on the show. But I've been creating characters from my books. And then taking chapters from the books and having Paige, my AI e-reader, read them. And I'm getting a pretty good reception. But we need you to like and subscribe to the channel for more of this, because I'm planning on serializing both novels, plus a couple novels I have under construction, that I came to the realization that nobody reads bound books and fiction anymore. They want to listen to them on their car radio. So what I'm doing is I am making these books accessible on YouTube through the car radio, through your car radio. So you just put your telephone on what, use the Bluetooth on your car radio to pick up your cell phone. You put these on your cell phone through YouTube and listen to them while you drive. I have a whole bunch of samples. The Space Guys, which is an outtake from Kaddish. I have a couple chapters from I have one chapter from Fire in the Whorehouse. I have a chapter from Emma and a couple chapters from Covenant Roman Catholic Church already up. I've been trying to do one a day. But I've created the characters using AI, and I've got my AI narrator. You don't see my ugly face on the channel anywhere or hear my raspy, stuttering voice. It's a great treat for you.
Oh, you're just belittling yourself.
No, I know what I sound like. I'm not terribly pleased. I sound like a big chicken.
Listen, what you need to do is do not belittle yourself, because you need yourself. You need to promote yourself, because you're the best promotion person you have.
Well, I can make just about anybody laugh in under 5 minutes. I'm a really good comic. Unfortunately, MGM doesn't want me hitting big venues because they don't like me. because I read the contract and attempted to negotiate with them. MGM likes to screw the talent. And they were trying to screw me. I'm already signed on to Grand Ole Opry. Roy Acuff dragged me down to do an audition, and I had everybody in the Ryman that would come to the Ryman for the audition in stitches. And they were also sitting with their mouths open and started playing a 12 string. They couldn't believe what I was doing because I am a great comic. I talk
guitar
about
player.
life. I talk about life. And things have happened to me. Things are always happening to me. And well, one of the videos.
Does it offend you if I sit here and smoke marijuana?
I wish you wouldn't. That's one of the things that got us kicked off YouTube.
No, it didn't. It did
Well,
not.
they don't like it. We can't make it to general public if you smoke marijuana. If we cuss and swear, talk about sexual things, and smoke marijuana on the air, it's not for kids.
We're not for kids anyway.
You can't smoke cigarettes on there, but I don't smoke cigarettes anyway. I don't drink. I don't smoke marijuana
they're using
anymore.
every excuse known to man. They're
because
just
we're
trying
fans.
to penalize us, and we've done nothing wrong.
Well, they're trying to screw the talent. That's what they want to do. They want to get the talent for free so they stick ads in. You got to have 1,000 subscribers. I'd love to have 1,000 subscribers again.
We had 1,000.
We had over 2,000. We had over 2,000. We had over 2,000 subscribers, and we're getting to be well known. And what happens?
I got sick. That's one thing that happened. Remember?
Yeah. And then we said some of the wrong things about Donald Trump during the presidential campaign.
Well, that's life. That's part of life.
And
if you're a politician, you might as well face the fact you're going to get punched in the jaw.
We argued with a Trumper. In fact, we argued with Trumpers on the air all the time.
I don't have a reason to argue with a Trumper because,
their minds are closed.
Their minds are closed. They're not going to listen to anything you say.
One good thing. Now, since the election, Trumpers' wives are divorcing them. Their families don't want to talk to them. They're getting fired from their jobs.
They are?
Yeah. You sow the wind, you reap the whirlwind. You shit in your net. You can only shit in your nest often enough to where it starts smelling bad.
Yeah.
If you believe the lies of a con artist, eventually you're going to find out that he was lying to you.
It's not even worth arguing with someone over. It is not even worth arguing with someone over.
If your mind is closed,
my brother is one of the biggest Trump supporters you've ever met, but he's still my brother.
Yeah. And he's not going to get laid until he puts that aside and apologizes. And maybe the apologies aren't going to work.
Maybe he won't get laid. Maybe he'll get laid. Maybe his wife is a Trump supporter.
Well, I don't see how a woman could be a Trump supporter with the war on women's rights.
Listen, what people do in the South absolutely blows my mind. It blows
you
my
gotta
mind.
understand, the South has been actively sabotaging the public school system since Reconstruction, because we don't want them to know anything. We want them to be ignorant so we can exploit them. We want our cheap or free labor. So of course we're not going to educate the workforce. So the jobs are getting shipped to foreign lands instead of trying to train these totally uneducated people. I watched a computer company set up a printer factory down in Nashville with the idea of hiring the inexpensive local talent. It was a total unmitigated disaster. These people weren't literate enough to assemble a line printer and have it work without educated people from up north coming down and making them work. And it was
Yeah,
just,
like I'm from the north now. I'm one of those educated people from the north now.
yeah, well, you have a halfway decent education. You went to the universities. You went to you're Gamecock. You didn't graduate, but you're Gamecock.
I didn't want to ruin it.
I've been to Indiana University, Pennsylvania, University of California at Berkeley. I learned a lot. I didn't get a degree. Didn't need it. You don't need a college degree to learn. All you need is two eyeballs and a brain. You pick up a book, and then you see something in a book you don't understand. You go into the bibliography in that book where they got the information, and you go to that source, and you start digging, and it's fun. Research is fun.
Research is one thing, but if you don't act like a decent person, a decent human being, it doesn't matter because no one's going to remember how much money you had or,
When you're dead, they're going to totally forget about you in 10 years.
yeah.
Nobody will come and
That's
visit your
why
grave.
you have to be the best human you can be.
Nobody's going to come visit your grave in 10 years.
No. My mother's been dead for 12 years. And you know what? I ain't been to see her grave but once. That was after about a year.
Well, you went down there. We went down there and made a special pilgrimage to it when we went down to South Carolina. But nobody's going to go. Not many people are going to come visit your grave. All your worldly possessions are going to end up in a dumpster because your kids don't want to sort through the shit.
Boy, that hurts, When you said that, it was like my heart. Oh,
Your kids ain't going to want to go through the trouble. They want the money that's in the bank accounts or whatever they can sell your real estate for. They don't want your shit.
they sure don't.
Clothes go to Goodwill. Shoes go in the trash. Books and papers and mementos and souvenirs go in a dumpster, as long as most of the furniture. I see it happen every day. Hell, the kids don't even want your business. They'll sell the business off because they'd rather have the money than the business.
It's really sad.
Everything you spend a
But
life
it's
building,
true. It's
when
true.
you die, is going to end up in the dumpster. The only way you're going to get remembered is to be nice to people.
Yeah.
So that you're missed when you're gone. That's the only way. Wow. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, trans, straight, gay. It's all the same. Even if you're super rich, your kids ain't going to give a rat's ass. They're not going to honor your memory. Hell, we're not even properly honoring the memory of the people that died fighting for our country. And we're not taking care of them after they come back home. We got a VA, but it doesn't get near the funding
That's deep, Helga.
it needs. Nobody cares. We got to start caring. We got to start caring. We got to think about the people whose shoulders we stand on. Our parents who raised us. Sometimes they made mistakes because they were human. But they're the people that raised us, and we should honor them.
Mm-hmm.
We should stay in contact with our siblings. I'm not very good at that because I'm so busy I don't get a chance to make phone calls. And sometimes it's hard to raise them on the phone.
I don't even know what my brother's phone numbers are.
Yeah, they change so frequently. With the days of cell phones, that happens. And your siblings aren't going to call you. Hell, I've had 2 siblings visit me since I've been in Connecticut. I've been here 40 years. I go down and visit
I
them.
visited. I did.
I go out and visit them, but they don't come up and visit me. They don't care. I disappeared back in 1969, and I kind of get the idea that I'm an intruder when I show up. They don't want to see me. They don't want to talk to me. I'm okay with it because I realize that's how people are.
Yeah.
They're too busy.
And they are too.
They're too busy and overwhelmed with life, which is made unnecessarily complicated by the political warfare between our 2 political parties. Instead of cooperating, which is our superpower as an animal, is our ability to cooperate with each other, we're fighting amongst ourselves so that a few people can own it all. Think about that. There is no need on earth for billionaires. None. They could all go away and life would go on. But the people that pick the crops in the field, the janitors, the cleaning ladies,
the people that really matter when you think about it. When you think about them, there shouldn't be a bad or cross thought that enters your mind.
The lady sitting at a sewing machine in a production line in Singapore that makes your clothes. The artisan that makes your jewelry. You know, the lady at the grocery store that scans your groceries. The unseen people in the back of the grocery store that stock the shelves and make sure everything is looking nice and the produce is fresh and everything. Those are the people that matter. Not the politicians, not the billionaire oligarchs, not the movie stars, not the producers and directors. You know, it's the everyday people you meet every day walking down the street. Those are the people that matter. Those are the people you need to reach out and talk to. Those are the people you hang out with anyway. You know, your friends at the corner bar, you know? Those are the people that matter. Those are the people that are going to remember you. So you got to learn to be nice to them.
I started thinking about what I was doing when I talked to people and the things I was saying, the things I was doing. And I really started thinking about it and I said, well, I need to be a better person. No matter what I do, I need to be a better person.
You see a lady looking wearing some really cool item of clothing. You compliment them on it. You compliment how nice their makeup looks today. You compliment them on how nice they look today. Because people need compliments. People need to be made to feel good about themselves. We can't be going around trashing people all the fucking time.
Yeah, I see some people that are the only thing they care about is getting the better of somebody.
Yeah. And the national sports is busting your neighbor's stones.
You told me that the other day, and I said, why? Why would you want to bust my stone?
Because it's the national sport.
Yeah, but what good is it doing you?
It doesn't do me any good. It doesn't do you any good. But it's a reflex. Because my stones have been busted so often, I want to bust other people's stones. It's a chain reaction. Now,
I just choose
back years and years and years ago, Disney did a thing on atomic power. They took a room, filled it full of mouse traps. Each mouse trap had 2 ping pong balls sitting on it. And then they threw a ping pong ball into the forest of mouse traps. And as the ping pong balls started flying around, they set off other mouse traps. And you had it's called a chain reaction. That's what busting your neighbor's stones does. You make somebody feel sad because you busted their stones, they're going to make 2 other people sad and bust their stones. It's a chain
It's
reaction.
a vicious cycle.
So you're going to have a sad civilization and society. And you have the premier agate smasher in the White House going into the White House in January. You are going to regret that decision. I guarantee you, you are going to regret that decision.
I wasn't going to say that, but I kind of think that too.
Every single one of you that voted for that man is going to regret that decision because he's going to throw your ass under the bus. He doesn't care about you. All he cares about how much money he can grift that day. And as his dementia is getting worse, people are using
Let me
him.
ask you a question. Why? Why, if you're a politician, would you care about saving the American people money? He's not talking about saving you money. He's talking about saving himself money.
Exactly. He's not trying to save us money. He gave tax breaks to his buddies last time he was president and drove the deficit up to where we're never going to be able to pay it off. I mean, Biden put a big dent in it, but now he's coming in, and the first thing he's going to do is he's going to institute this tariff, which is going to drive the costs up to unaffordable levels on anything that comes from a foreign country, which means you're not going to be able to dress yourself and you're not going to be able to buy shoes.
And pay about $4,000 a year extra on taxes
to support the increased on prices on everything that comes from a foreign country.
I've already heard. Now, see, I'm on Medicare, but I've also, not only do I worry about Medicare, but I'm also on Medicaid because I have to pay other bills too.
Well, Medicaid only pays A, and C.
I know.
Medicare only pays A and C, but you need the B, C, and D.
I know that.
That's what Medicaid does. Now they want her to go to work so she can have the Medicaid B, C, and D. There's no way in hell. First off, how's she going to get back and forth to work unless I drive? Because mass transit is a joke and she can't drive. She doesn't have good enough motor control to drive. She drove me home from a doctor's appointment once. It was a scary experience.
It was really?
Yeah, because you don't have full control of your feet. You need hand controls.
I'm sorry.
And I'm not terribly sure. I'm not terribly
not like
sure
everybody else.
that you could even manipulate hand controls because you had a couple of strokes.
3.
And then you had a UTI that got in your central nervous system. You're not going to be able to drive to work. And we don't have mass transit, and dial-a-ride is a joke. Free transportation for senior citizens. You got to call a week in advance and make an appointment, and they won't take you to church. You got to wait for them at the grocery store, and it takes forever to get to your destination and back because they're picking up other people on the way with no set routes. The bus doesn't run on weekends, doesn't run after 6. So how is a person who can't drive going to get to work to support They're medicated. Work isn't what we're in the suburbs. Work is not walking distance away. Everything we've tried as far as work from home has been a failure. We can't get money out of this YouTube channel because they want to screw the talent. This is why it's important that you like and subscribe, so we have enough subscribers, we have enough clout to say, hey, you guys got to pay us. We're not going to be doing these shows very often. We're just when we have something important to say. America is going to regret the 2024 election for a very long time. If the country even survives, it'll be a miracle. It's going to take a lot of hard work on the part of a lot of people to keep the country intact during these next 4 years. Because Trump set all the monsters loose. All the bigots, all the xenophobes, all the homophobes, all the transphobes have been cut loose and told it's okay to harass people. It's okay to walk up to a woman and say, your body, my choice.
But
now,
understand,
how would you like it? How would you like it if somebody walks up to you and say, your body, my choice? What would you do? I'd punch him in the nose.
But understand, eventually, you will matter because how you handle everything is going to matter. Do you understand?
What you do matters. It matters a lot in the next 4 years. First off, we have to cluster together for self-preservation and self-defense. Because these bigots are going to come after us. Anybody who Hispanic with a Hispanic surname is going to be rounded up in a concentration camp and tattooed and deported.
You mean like Reyes?
If you're dark-skinned of Hispanic origin, it's not going to matter if you have paperwork or not. Oh, we lost your paperwork. You're down in Mexico not knowing, and you're stuck in Mexico or some other foreign, Honduras or Guatemala, without knowing the language because you were born here. They don't care. They're not going to care. You're brown skin, you got a Hispanic surname. We're going to have sundown towns and Jim Crow laws again.
We shall see.
We're going to have segregation in the schools. In some states, church attendance is going to be mandated by the government.
Mm-hmm.
I've already jobs are going to disappear. Housing is going to be unaffordable. You're going to have a wave of homelessness that
I go to church now when I want to go to church. Yeah.
We go to church, get our battery, to basically charge our spiritual batteries. It's a hardship because those stairs are a killer.
And on that note, we shall end it.
Yes. Be nice to each other.
We love you, people. Do you understand that? We love you. If we didn't love you, we wouldn't tell you this stuff. We'd save it for ourselves.
And it's up to us to save our country from Trump and MAGA.
Yes. If there's any question about that ever, please, let's take it off the table now.
If you know a bigot, shun the bigot. Don't talk to him. Don't interact with him. Don't buy products from him. Don't do business with him. If he's a bigot, he's out of your life, or she's out of your life. Same thing with homophobes, transphobes, and xenophobes. See how they like being discriminated against. We love you.
Be good.
Be good people.
We love you.